Tragedy at the University of Idaho. A day after 4 students were found dead in a home just steps away from campus, we are learning new details about the case and the young victims. We have been gathering information from local officials and those close to the victims as we continue to dig deeper into exactly what happened on Sunday. Tonight, we know the names of those victims. 20-year-old Ethan Chapin from Conway, Washington in Skagit County. 21-year-old Madison Mogan from Coeur d'Alene. 20-year-old Zana Kuipers from Post Falls, and 21-year-old Kaylee Gonzalez from Rathdrum, Idaho. Those were the 4 victims found in that off-campus house. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. Let's get started tonight. And at this hour, investigators aren't saying how the victims died, just that they're homicide victims, and they do not believe there is an ongoing risk to the community, they said. Ethan Chapin was the lone male victim. He was from Conway, just outside of Mount Vernon, Washington. Eric Wilkinson with our Seattle sister station spoke with friends of his family.
You just couldn't ask for better kids.
Dave Hayton considered Ethan Chapin family, all the Chapin kids actually. He and his wife watched them grow up in their Conway neighborhood. They'd come over for fudgesicles from the basement freezer. When the couple heard what happened, they were crushed.
And she's crying. And she says, Ethan's been murdered. Yeah. I just couldn't, you just can't get your head around it.
All 3 siblings attended the Conway school before moving on to Mount Vernon High, where Ethan played on the basketball team and graduated last year. All 3 later decided to attend the University of Idaho. Ethan and his brother were members of the same fraternity.
I know I didn't sleep a lot last night. I'm just thinking of them. We had some good times together.
The Haytons treated the kids like grandchildren. The couple shared these photos from Ethan's mom's Instagram page, this one taken just a few weeks ago at Parents' Weekend. Dave recalls Ethan as smart, athletic, and always respectful. He says all 3 were great kids, and having one of them gone is inconceivable.
I remember last night I woke up several times and I think, gee, I wish somebody would just tell me this is a bad dream. But unfortunately, it's not a bad dream. It's a reality.
In Conway, Washington, Eric Wilkinson for KREM 2 News.
Also tonight, we reached out to Zana Kuipers' family. The 20-year-old was from Post Falls, Idaho, and a junior at the University of Idaho. Her sister shared with us how positive and lighthearted she was and her ability to lift up a room, she said. She was a marketing major and a member of the Pi Beta Phi sorority. Her sister also shared a statement with us tonight. It reads in part, Zana was one of the best people I have ever known. She was so positive, funny, and was loved by everyone she met. She made me such a proud big sister. I wish I could have more time with her. She had so much life to live. My family and I are at a loss for words, confused and anxiously awaiting for updates from this investigation. Our team today also spoke with Kaylee Gonzalez's family. Her mother and sisters say Kaylee was strong and passionate and a go-getter. She already had a job lined up in the tech industry after graduation. Kaylee was one of 5 Gonzalez children. She graduated from Lake City High School, the same school as Maddie Mogan, another victim. Kaylee's family says the 2 were especially close and Maddie was part of their family as well. Kaylee's oldest sister, Olivia, shared a statement on behalf of the Gonzalez family. It reads in part, Kaylee was and is always will be our defender and protector. She is tough and fair, the ultimate middle child. She did absolutely everything she set her mind to. She didn't hold back on love, fights for life. Kaylee was the ultimate go-getter and constantly wanted an adventure. Now, we still have a lot of questions about what happened. Kaylee's sister Olivia asked the public to stop spreading rumors about what happened and wait for updates and facts, she said, from the police. In the meantime, the University of Idaho students and Moscow community are struggling to come to terms with this horrific situation. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk spent the evening in Moscow tonight learning more about the victims.
We've watched this memorial grow all day long, students dropping off flowers and stuffed animals, remembering the 4 young lives that were lost. And there's still a lot of unanswered questions tonight, like how this happened and why.
Like, it's all just shocking and scary. Like, I never would have thought that this would have happened here.
Tonight, yellow crime tape still surrounds the house where 4 young college students were found dead over the weekend, a crime shocking the University of Idaho community. Classes were canceled today, and some students have decided to go on Thanksgiving break early.
A lot of people left last night, and then we were like, I know we were like one of the only ones who like actually stayed here last night. My mom has called me every single hour for since 7 a.m. this morning. So yeah, they want me to come home if I don't feel safe.
Moscow police have not said much about what exactly happened, but they have released the names of the victims. Two of them, Zana Kuipers, a junior from Post Falls, and Madison Mogan, a senior from Coeur d'Alene, were servers at the Mad Greek restaurant in downtown Moscow. The restaurant posted on Facebook saying the two brought so much joy to the restaurant and all they encountered. Mad Greek is now closed, giving staff time to grieve along with the rest of the community. And the university is planning a vigil for the victims. That's taking place at 5 p.m. on Wednesday on the lawn outside the administration building. In Moscow, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
Meanwhile, Coeur d'Alene Public Schools released a statement about Madison and Kaylee, sharing, quote, "The loss of our graduates, Madison and Kaylee, is heartbreaking. We wish to convey our condolences to their families and friends, as well as their former classmates and teachers at Lake City High School and other schools they had attended. We joined the University of Idaho community in mourning the tragic loss of all 4 students." And tonight, the University of Idaho's Dean of Students, Blaine Eccles, says news of the suspected homicide shocked the Vandal community.
This is a pretty traumatic situation for our campus community. This is rocking their world. Many of them come from small communities where things like this have never happened.
He says drop-in counseling is available to students anytime, and he recognizes that many students have returned home early for the holidays. Eccles says if they want to return home to their families, the university supports that. And early today at a separate press conferences, University of Idaho's head football coach Jason Eck and WSU coach Jake Dickert talked about the tragedy and what it means to such a tight-knit community and student body.
Our heartfelt condolences and sympathies to everyone affected by this on campus, especially the family and friends of Madison, Kaylee, Zana, and Ethan. I know this is something that will affect the whole student body at Idaho and the whole community.
4 young people passed away, and our neighbors at the University of Idaho. And, prayers out to them and their families.
At this hour, our team continues to track this developing situation, and we'll be sure to give you any more details just as soon as we learn more. In the meantime, join us for Up with KREM tomorrow morning for the latest updates on this situation.